Great news! I forgot to turn the starting soon sound back on. There was supposed to be a song, and I didn't notice until just now that the volume was at 0. So, what is up, gamers? That, I think, gives you a pretty good indication of how the rest of this stream is gonna go. Wow! Anyways, I'm giggling so I don't cry about it. Anyways, how's everybody doing? It is wonderful to see you. Welcome in! And hello. Hope you're having wonderful Thursdays. It certainly is a day. I'm so sorry that we started late today. That is pants and annoying and bad. And it entirely stems from the fact that have you ever had that experience where you have a task that you know you need to do, but you are dreading the task because everything about the task just makes your teeth itch, and you know that no one is going to like the task. It's a thankless task that is gonna inevitably make people mad at you, even though it's not your fault, because it's just that kind of a task. And so you put off the task until the very last second, so at the very least you can just fire off the task at the last possible moment, and then just leave. So if anyone hates the thing that you did, or is annoyed by the thing that you did, or is like mad at you specifically, even though, you know, like, hey, listen, you're just an administrative grunt. You don't get paid to make the decisions here. You're like, you know, I'm just gonna do this at the last possible second, and then just run away. So if anyone is annoyed or hates me, I don't have to see it because it's the weekend for me now. Anyways, so that's the kind of day I had today, just mounting dread for about 7 hours, then doing like one specific technical thing that obviously went wrong, which took an extra like 10 to 15 minutes, which is why I started late. But I'm here now. So yay! Anyways, hello briefcase full of bees, hello turnip, how are you beautiful people? It's lovely to see you, it's lovely to be here. It's Magpie Thursday, and I am very excited about that. By which I mean, I have wanted to draw some more birds for a while, and I drew some birds. I don't have a background for this piece yet, but I do have some birds, so they look like this. What? Hey! Oh, there I am! For a second, I thought that my PNG tuber was going a little bit pear-shaped, but they just took a minute to pop in. Anyways, important things to note about these two magpies. These are two different flavors of magpie, and as much as this is a Eurasian magpie, aka the magpie that you're probably familiar with if you live in the UK like I do, I see these regularly on my walks about my neighborhood. And this is an Australian magpie, which you may be familiar if you are in one of those there Antipodean countries, the land of the flat white and the even bigger spiders than we have in the UK. And we have some big spiders in the UK, and I know this because I had to evict one from my home yesterday, and it was really scary. Anyways, let's go magpies, says Briefcase Full of Bees. Hell yeah! Hell yeah, Briefcase. I am excited about the magpies. I think that they're lovely and adorable and super cute, and I'm very excited to paint them. I'm just gonna check on my thermostat real quick because I can't tell whether or not it's switched on, and I don't want it to be. And it isn't. Hooray! Okay, good. Anyways, but yeah, if my energy seems a little bit weird, it's because I've had a very weird day. But I'm so happy to be here and painting birds, and I hope you are all having good Thursdays. This was kind of a last minute sketching decision, in as much as I've been hard at work over the last day or so on a commission for someone, but I can't paint it on stream because I need to clear the sketch with them first before I start painting. So it's at like that stage. I'm very excited. It's a really cute commission, and I hope that they like it very much. I do have commissions available, by the way. If anyone is so inclined, you can do that. They're fun. Anyways, I am gonna take a sip of my beverage, which, as you can see, is a nice foamy oat milk latte. This is a spiced pumpkin matcha latte specifically. How is this oat milk? I've never had this oat milk before. It's supposedly the same as the usual like barista oat milk that I get, but this is the organic version. But I wouldn't think that that would make a difference in terms of, like, texture. And conclusion. It kind of does, actually. That's really weird. There shouldn't be a difference other than, like, the oats are organic, but it has a... Oh, sorry for the shaky cam. It has a slightly less luxurious texture, which is one of the things I really like about the barista oat milk, specifically for making things like matchas and that kind of thing, is that it has this really, like, nice, rich texture to it, which is really pleasant. And I find some plant-based milks, like almond milk, I've never gotten on side with because it has this really thin, watery texture to it. And this one is a bit more on the thin and watery side, and I don't love that. It's not undrinkable. It still tastes good. It's just not as good as the usual one. But the annoying thing is this one was, like, the organic one was on sale. And the one that you have to store in the fridge was on sale. But I was getting them delivered, because I wasn't able to go to an actual grocery store last week. And so I could only order one of the, like, refrigerator ones because I only have enough fridge space for one. So I didn't want to get, like, 4 of those, but I wanted to get, like, a bunch of oat milks so that I don't have to carry a heavy carton of oat milk home every time I go to the supermarket for a little while. And yeah, this is worse. So, well, shoot. It's still drinkable. It's fine. It's just slightly worse. Anyways, I have put zero thought into, like, what is going on in the background of this piece. I feel like I probably want it to be fairly not too terrifically detailed, because I want to hopefully highlight, like, the coolness of the magpies and their plumage. So if I can give it a fairly sort of just vague, like, park background or something of just sort of, like, some green with some a suggestion of, like, abstract trees in the background or what have you, I think that's probably what I would prefer to do. But what should I mask the magpies off and then just do sort of like a vague wash of green in the background? I think I shall. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Keeping things nice and simple here, hopefully. Anyways, how's everybody's week been? I hope that you've had good weeks. I had a really nice time doing that linoleum carving. I thought that was a lot of fun to do. I hope that y'all enjoyed it as well. It was a nice time. And boy howdy, is my nose a little bit snuffy today. I woke up with just actually last night I had an incredibly snuffy nose, and then I woke up this morning and my nose was still really snuffy, and I didn't love that for me, but that's okay. It seems to be recovering, actually. It's not as bad as it was, so that's really nice. Rex, hello, welcome in. How are you doing? It is wonderful to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you're having a beautiful Thursday. It took me a second. It's Thursday. Hello. And welcome on in. Hope you are having a good one. I'm having... Oh yeah, my second beverage is just water. It's just water because I didn't have time to make anything else, so I just pulled a bottle of water out of the fridge. But to be fair, I really need to hydrate, so that's a good... I do like having just a bottle of water that lives in the fridge because it is a form of water that I can drink without it being... Why is it so out of focus? Come on! It is really wanting to go out of focus on these poor little birds, and I really don't appreciate that. Stay in focus, you ding-dong. I know there's not really a lot for it to focus on at the moment, but still. At least this camera's not as bad as the old camera that I used to have where I had to, like, lock focus into one specific plane, because otherwise it would refuse to focus on the artwork and only focus on my hands ever, which was, kind of super rude of it, and I didn't appreciate that. But never mind. I'm getting through this masking fluid. I've been masking things off a lot lately, I think. And so the masking fluid is definitely diminishing in quantity. Which I have no complaint. Oh, but the other weird thing that happened with this masking fluid is that I noticed, this was so strange, that has anyone else who uses liquid masking fluid in their artwork ever had the experience of just some of it seems to just dry and solidify inside the bottle, because there was just this like massive, really gross clump of masking fluid that I kind of extracted from the inside of the bottle, because it was kind of getting in the way. But it was just a lump like this size of sort of solidified strands of masking fluid. And so I think that's where quite a bit of it went. Unpleasant. I can relate to your camera, says Rex. Yeah, no, that's a mood. That is definitely a mood. Turnip says, oh man, yes, I haven't figured out how to prevent that with masking fluid. I think maybe I guess in that case, maybe it is just something that happens using this tool in your work. But it is super weird, right? It is super weird. And quite gross. Oh well. Never mind. You know what's not gross? Magpies. Magpies are heckin' adorable. I've never met an Australian magpie, because I've never been that far south in the world. I've never actually been beyond the equator that way down. I've only ever been here in the north. I would love to, though. My partner has been to Australia, because he has some friends from many years ago who live in Australia, and my sibling has been to Australia for like a work thing, because I think they had offices that were based in Sydney. But not me. Though that being said, I'm not sure how keen I am to go to Australia specifically, because I'm given to understand that they have big heckin' spiders, and spiders do me a frighten. And some of their spiders are very dangerous spiders, and again, frighten. I actually know someone who's an English lad who lived in Australia for like a year or two, because he was working as a producer on a kids show that was being made there, and just had the most horrible time with is like a bigger arachnophobe than I am, and had just a horrible time with the spideys and stuff, and would have to get his flatmate to deal with any spiders that got inside the house. It's just like, it's 2 a.m., you know, doot doot doot, Gary. I don't know what his flatmate's name was, but let's say it was also Gary. Just be like, Spidey. It's like relatable. Just the worst. Anyways, but yeah, Turnip, thank you very much for the lurk. I hope you have a lovely, lovely lurk. Rex says, and those spiders like to hide in the worst places to stay cool. No! Scary. So scary. Oh, I forgot to mask off this bit of the sort of rock that they're standing. I was originally going to have them like sitting on like a tree stump or something, but then I decided that if I was going to have them on a tree stump, I was going to make them much smaller and have sort of more like enchanted forest type setting around them. But I didn't want to make them so small that, you know, I would have to really economize on some detail. if that is the description I seek. So I ended up making them bigger, and they're just hanging out on a little rock or something. I don't know. But here they are. This is very much one of those, I didn't really have a major, sometimes I have like a very specific plan of what I want to do going into an art stream. And then sometimes I just don't. And this was one of the cases where I just don't. I think this is often the case with me in Novembers, is that I invested so much planning and sketching and thought into October based month-long art prompts challenge that by the time I get to November, it's like no ideas, head empty. I've got nothing. Absolutely bupkis up here. Um, and that's when we get, you know, these sort of like last minute, nah, yeah, sure, I guess I'll paint some magpies, question mark. But hey, that's all right. And I think these birds are going to be really cute. And they are really cute birds as well. So, yeah. Yes. Anyways. Rex says, and those spiders like to hide in the worst places to stay cool. Ugh. It's bad enough here in the UK when I'm like, when I go to take a shower and I've just gotten myself a nice handful of shampoo out of the shampoo bottle, and then I look up and there's a spider in the corner of the shower. And what do I do at that point? Like, I'm in the shower. It's seen me undressed. I don't like this. That's personal. The stress of it all. Oh my goodness. Oh, can you believe it? Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna take another sip of my beverage. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have a nice another sip of my beverage. Deliciousness. And then think about how I'm gonna do the rest of this. And the answer is resounding, I don't know. You know, one of the things about magpies is that, you know, that, like, I don't actually know the whole thing, but there's like a rhyme that suggests that a single magpie is like a harbinger of sorrow or something. And I think that's the only sorrow that comes from seeing a single magpie is that you haven't seen more than one magpie, which would be even better. Because when I see a magpie, I genuinely just, I can't help it. I just see them, I'm like, oh, hello, because I love them. They're so cute and delightful and cute again. The way they hop around with their colorful plumage, it's just nice, you know? This isn't the first time I painted magpies, actually. I did a couple magpies a couple Pride months ago. I did two like European style magpies hanging out on the rooftop somewhere in like London. It was nice. But I'm just grabbing a couple of magpie pictures for me to look at for like plumage painting purposes, because I don't want to screw them up. And they do look quite similar, the Australian magpie versus the European magpie, but they also look very different in many ways. Case in point, here's my Instagram page, which is not a picture of a magpie. I do apologize. But here's... Alright, here is... sorry about all of the banner ads and stuff. That's just being on the internet. This is the Eurasian magpie. This is the kind of magpie that lives here in the U of K. I hope I've done them justice with my sketch. I feel like I didn't quite get the beak shape right, but I tried. But they're lovely. They also have a little bit of their, like, the feathers are quite dark, but they've got a bit of an iridescence to them, and I want to try and maybe use a bit of a sparkly paint to try and get that effect in my painting, but we'll see how that works out. And then there is also the lovely Australian magpie here. You'll notice, for one thing, I mean, the black and white patterning obviously different, but also the Australian magpie has their beak is white with like a dark tip, as opposed to the Eurasian magpie where the beak is entirely black. So yeah, similar, but also very different. But also both super cute and lovely little creatures, and I love them so much. Sorry to be such a gosh dang sap about magpies. I just think they're great. And yeah, I feel like I didn't quite get, you know, okay, looking at this again, I just want to get a little bit more height to the top of this one's head because I feel like it was just a little bit too, I don't know, duck-like almost with the way that the beak was coming out. So just kind of round that out a smidge. I don't know how that's going to affect the masking fluid situation, but you know, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Don't even worry about it. The next question is I haven't even decided. I haven't even decided what kind of paint I was going to use, but I think I know now. So I'm going to go grab a box from my shelf o' paints and stuff. Briefcase says, I don't think we have magpies here. Ooh, interesting. I mean, they aren't everywhere, so it's entirely possible that you don't have magpies. We really didn't see, like, I grew up in Canada, in southern Ontario, really did not see magpies there at all. Saw a lot of other birds that I took for granted. Though I swear there are more magpies in, not magpies, sorry. There are more birds generally in the neighborhood that I grew up in now than there were when I lived there because it's a lot more filled in terms of like the greenery and the woods and stuff that, you know, were all initially bulldozed to make a suburb, so yes. I went back to visit in last spring, and I was just quietly in awe of how many burb there were in my parents' back garden. I was like, why were there none of these burb when I lived here? What? This is not fair. Now they're getting like, you know, like those big hoppy little robins every day. They're getting beautiful like cardinals and chickadees and blue jays and all kinds of beautiful birds just chillaxing in their backyard. And I'm just like, okay, I mean, I can't complain because I have boatloads of magpies and wagtails and sparrows and pigeons and red kites and I'm definitely forgetting some. Oh no, oh no, they're gonna be so mad at me. Who am I forgetting? Corvids of various kinds, jackdaws. Oh, we have so many jackdaws. I love jackdaws. They're delightful. Oh man. I should paint some jackdaws at some point. Y'all like jackdaws? I think they're stinking cute. There is some I think some weird like folklore about jackdaws to do with like, I don't know, if one of them shows up at your house, like someone's gonna die or something, if memory serves. I don't know. I just think they're cute. Don't let's be turning birds into bad omens when what they really are is adorable. Okay? There's a lot of like around the world there's a lot of superstition around birds. I know that I think in New Zealand also, if a fantail flies into your house, it means that someone's going to die. I think in parts of Europe, if a jackdaw lands on your roof, someone's going to die. I don't know. I'm just happy I saw a bird, and I hope everyone I love is okay. You know? Anyways, look like they're in Western North America. That would explain why we didn't have them in my patch, which was Ontario, which is sort of Eastern-ish. So that makes sense. That's a thing that really bothers me about being from Canada is the amount of Canada I've never seen. My partner and I always sort of toy with the idea of going to various other parts of Canada and seeing other cities and locales and that kind of thing when we go to visit my family. But then we end up being like, we only have 2 weeks. And it is a super expensive long flight to get from, say, where my family lives to, like, the west coast of Canada. That really ought to be, like, a trip in itself rather than a part of a trip to go visit, you know, like, my mom and dad. Because if I'm going to visit my mom and dad, I mostly want to spend most of the trip visiting my mommy and daddy, because I don't get to see them very often because I emigrated. and I didn't really do that much traveling around Canada when I lived there because, again, it's really expensive to cross Canada because it's very large. But to that end, I think the most exotic bit of Canada that my partner has seen is like Montreal Airport because we had a connecting flight from there one time. And that wasn't particularly exciting for either of us because we were just really tired at that point because our flight was super late and we ended up getting into Toronto at like 1 a.m. It was god awful. But yeah. Anyways, hello Aoife, welcome in. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm gonna quickly grab my paints. But hello. Hi. Okay, paint. What paint am I gonna paint with today? I think. Is it you? Haha, yes. Good. Okay. We're gonna use my turquoise situation palette, where is named in such a way because this is the it's it's hidden by my PNG tuber. This is the anchor color for the palette, which is cobalt turquoise, and a little bit of cobalt turquoise has been added to all of the other colors in the palette, which give it this wonderful sort of cool tone, which is incredibly fun to play with. Like, that's our yellow. It looks like the inside of a kiwi, which is the wrong kind of bird for this project. Because we're painting magpies. Brown and black. But additionally, I may trot out my duochromes for some iridescence on the like wings and stuff of our magpies, because sometimes they are like that. Anyways, Eva says, I suspect I've already told you, but I really love your talking picture thingy. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It is indeed my PNG tuber. Don't look inside birds. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I know what's inside birds. Probably their bones, organs, possibly an egg if they are due to lay. Sorry. I am so sorry. Ah! Anyways. These are my 3 duochromes, by the way, for like iridescent feather effects. We have cactus flower for some reason. We have violet fantasy. That's violet, not violent fantasy. And oceanic, which I think is my favorite. It is such a cool shift between the sort of like greenish tint and the gold. It's very cool looking, that one. I mean, they're all really cool looking, but I think that one's my favorite. Okay, but I'm going to pop those to one side because I'm not going to need them until like probably the very end of the painting, or maybe just before I do the line weight. Thank you for the bless you, Eve. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hope you're having a beautiful Thursday. Anyways, I hope everyone's had a good week. I think my week's been pretty okay, actually. I spent part of yesterday. Oh, since you knew what color the inside of a kiwi is, don't look inside birds. I meant the fruit, just for clarity. I did mean the fruit, not the burb. I can tell you that inside I can tell you that a very concerningly sized egg fits inside a kiwi. But that's just a fun evolutionary bird quirk that makes for a fun bird fact, I suppose, and a very sore kiwi bird's cloaca. One moment, please. Oh, goodness gracious. Sorry about that. Not pleasant. My pumpkin spice, on the other hand, not that bad. Speaking of pumpkin spice matcha, older viewers may remember that I was very dismayed to learn that the seasonal pumpkin spice matcha, which is my favorite of all of the pumpkin spice things, was sold out before I could get another tin of it this autumn, because it is a seasonal autumn breuvage. And they did a restock, and I got a notification yesterday that it was back in stock, and so obviously, yes, I did buy a tin, and I'm very happy to have a tin, because yum yum yum. Okay. I should probably, before I like fully prep this background for plonking some vague colors on top of it, I should probably have in mind what colors I'm going to use. I think what I want to do, actually, maybe I should have actually mixed the colors up first, because I think I'm probably going to blend some colors together to get what I'm after. So, whoops. But, you know, also, never mind. We'll just... I'm running on vibes today. This painting doesn't super matter. I would like it to turn out looking good and cool, but also it doesn't really matter. I'm just having fun. But I think I'm gonna use like a blend of the sort of yellow green, maybe a little bit of brown, and then pull in some of the like greener green sort of more towards the top, with sort of possibly some tree-ish foliage in the background there. But I'm gonna keep it fairly sort of vague and abstract in the first instance, I think, just to keep things simple. Anyways, let me pull over my palette, and then actually, yeah, if I take a little bit of this weird used to be orange color and add in a little bit of this used to be yellow, I think we might get close to a kind of mix of colors that I can work with here. Ooh, that is bright. But that works, I think, for sort of a like a fresh-ish, green-ish, color-ish. I think that works. And it's kind of good to have something that will contrast nicely against like the very deep and dark colored magpies, which are, you know, sort of almost black and white, basically. So to have something that, to have some nice, like, springy, greeny, yellowy, browny situations in the background is no bad thing, I think, actually. So, yeah, this should work. Yay! Anyways. Anywho. Okay. Can I see? Sorry, I keep having to turn it. I just want to make sure I can actually see what I'm doing. And, I don't really have a lot of, like, work area here. So, I'm trying my best. Okay. I noticed the color on the side is trying to kind of pool next to the bird, and I'm like, no, you can kind of move around a bit. You can be elsewhere. It's fine. Anyways, I want to try, and I haven't really used much of this green at all, it looks like. So let's pull in a nice amount of it. One thing I'm kind of keen to try to do is to, I haven't really done a piece with this palette where I use kind of all of the colors as intended, as it were. Where, like, I've been using this sort of yellowish green, greenish yellow as a yellowish green, greenish yellow. But if I use that as a straight ahead yellow, if I use this as like a straight ahead red, and this is my orange, etc., how is my painting going to look? I think using the palette in that way could produce some quite interesting results. I'd kind of like to see what I can do with that. I think that would be fun. So, yes. So maybe I'll need to figure out a painting where I can / want to do that. Maybe just a little like landscapey type thing. I did do a landscape with this palette, a little like watercolor scene, but I did it sort of very cognizant of what the colors actually look like versus what they are, kind of, if that makes sense. I actually have the least of all of the paints here. It seems like I've used the black the most frequently. I am pulling a little bit of black into this to just kind of I don't know, chillax this green. I find that the green in this palette is like the hardest to work with, actually, just because it's so it's I think one of the most saturated of all of the colors in the palette. It's very bold, and I find that, I don't know, I like a bold color, but sometimes I think I don't like that bold of a color actually. So, you know, anyways, Briefcase Full of Bees wants to know what brand of paint I'm using. This is Schmincke. These are all Schmincke watercolors. The iridescent or like duochrome watercolors are Daniel Smith, but we haven't gotten to those yet. Everything else is Schmincke. One moment. Oh, heck. Okay, let me catch up with chat. Aoife says, I've had a nice day, cleared out the coal shed, sounds delightful. Doing some puzzling and drinking tea, swapped to wine now. Wonderful, sounds delightful. That sounds like a very good evening, and I love that for you. Aoife also says, it took me until this year to realize that pumpkin spice is not tasting like pumpkin, but is a spice mix to use on pumpkins. So now I get how you'd want it in coffee and stuff. I will be honest, I don't like pumpkin spice coffee at all. This is tea. And I like it in tea. And thank you for the blessing as well. I do appreciate it. That indeed, me muting the mic was me sparing you from having to hear me blow my nose. So thank you for that. Good. I think I actually maybe want to, now that the top portion of this painting is quite a bit more green, there's like a weird, it's doing a weird thing here, where the paint does not want to sit on this one. There's just this one stripe up there that the paint doesn't seem to want to sit on. But now that it's quite green up there, it doesn't feel green enough sort of toward the bottom of it, so I'm just gonna add some more green. And just make my green gradient weirder. It doesn't matter. This is just abstract parkland background. And I don't really mind. I had like zero plan in mind when it came to the background for this piece, so I'm just like, happy to just kind of riff and add colors until I feel like the color looks right. Anyway, since I had a question about the paint, I will go over it in case anyone's curious while this background is drying out. Aoife says, I never had it, and I like my coffee black. Okay. But I can see how, I don't like pumpkin spice with coffee at all. I like milk with coffee. Or I can drink black coffee, I can drink milky coffee, I can drink coffee that, I think coffee pairs really well with lots and lots of other flavors. I like a mocha occasionally with chocolate. That's a movie quote. Oh, I see. I was like, that is out of left field, and I don't know if that's appropriate. But, I think I know what you mean. What was I gonna say? I think for me personally, the combination of a ton of sugar, and I do love sugary stuff. I do love despite the number of things where I'm like, I enjoyed that because it wasn't excessively sweet. I do really love sugary stuff, believe it or not. I really do. To my detriment sometimes, but why is it doing this thing where it's just kind of drawing with bits and places where it just looks like there's a patch that didn't really get painted in. I don't love that. Weird and annoying. Get painted. Stay painted. This paper is the normalest of papers. It shouldn't be acting weird. It's the same paper block as I used for the last few pieces, and they were completely fine. So shrug and question marks over that. I'm just gonna wet all this down and just keep messing around with it. Probably over messing with it, in fact, but never mind. Whatever. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, for me, anyways, the amount of sugar and the amount of like spices and flavor that is added to something like a pumpkin spice latte is just really, it tastes like overkill to me. This is not in any way like it was a thing some years ago to like hate on pumpkin spice enjoyers because it's basic or whatever we were saying in the 20 teens. It's not that. I don't care what you do. If you enjoy that, then good. I just personally I don't enjoy it as a pairing with coffee. I've had coffee that just has like cardamom in it before, and I think that is a really nice combination. I don't really enjoy like cinnamon coffee in general. Just like if you make me if you made me a cappuccino and you sprinkled cinnamon on top, I would politely scrape it off with a spoon and then drink my coffee. Cuz it just kind of, I don't know. There's a certain amount of bitterness in a coffee, and bitterness is a good flavor. Bitterness is pleasant, but there's also a certain amount of bitterness in spices, I think. Certain spices anyways. And so to have those together and then add just a buttload of sugar on top of it, it's just like, no. It's too many very strong assertive flavors that aren't harmonizing with each other. It's not like a really pleasant, sort of like masala blend. It's that, and then a darkly roasted espresso. Wow! Just punch me in the mouth. Okay, cool. Anyways, that's how I feel about it. But like I said, there are some silly mass market like chain coffee shop drinks that I'm like, yeah. Yesterday I got myself a white chocolate mocha from a major coffee shop retailer here in the UK. Because they have a location near the supermarket where I do my shopping, and I needed to wait for my partner to finish work so we could go grocery shopping together. But and they were open. So I got a white chocolate mocha, and I was like, man, this drink is really nice. It's just chill. I'm enjoy it. Not chill as in cold because there's a hot drink, but I'm like, this is really good. It's nice and mellow. It's not overly sugary. I'm actually enjoying this more than I normally do. And then I got to like the last 2 sips of the drink, and guess why it wasn't too sweet? Oh yeah, all of the white chocolate syrup was at the bottom of the drink, and I took a big slug that was nothing but chocolate syrup, and it was very thick and actually kind of good. But yeah. Eva says, I literally always thought it's just like ground pumpkin or concentrated pumpkin flavor. And yeah, there's no pumpkin, or at least not a lot of pumpkin in a lot of pumpkin spice blends. It's just the spices that you would put in a pumpkin pie, I suppose. And if you're from a locale that doesn't really do pumpkin pies as kind of a traditional baked good, then why would you know what that is? Anyways, Mesh, thank you very much for the 3 stream steak. I hope you enjoy your yummy 3 steaks. Hell yeah. Mesh says, I like my Sammy how I like her art. Beautiful and always sparking joy. Beans. Thank you, Mesh. That's very sweet. I hope that this is joyful. I mean, it's birds, so I can't imagine how it wouldn't be, but you know. Anywho, also thank you very much for the posture check. I'm doing a little stretch. I'm lengthening my spine. I've raised my arms above my head and I'm doing a good stretch upwards. Oof, ouch. I'm going to stretch to the right this time. Ow! I'm going to stretch to the left this time. Oh boy! I have not been doing enough yoga lately, and I'm going to hydrate with some water because I have a bottle of water here and I should be sipping more of it. So thank you very much for the self-care check, and that goes for everybody else too. If you haven't had anything to drink in a little while, if you are sitting in a very slouchy way that's bad for your posture, do a little stretch. Your body will thank you for both of those things. Wonderful. Okay. Anyways. Yes. How is my paint sitting? I think actually it's looking okay as it's drying down. I wish it would dry down faster though, because I would like to continue working on these birds and I can't while it's wet. A little stretch and a little wiggle, says Aoife. Hell yeah. A little wiggle is always good for your physical well-being as well. I should probably, for anyone who was here when these paints were made, this feels like a retread. But just for anyone who's new here and isn't familiar with the palette I'm working from, this is a palette that I blended myself using an anchor color. So I took a set of like a basic rainbow essentially of paint colors and added a fixed amount of cobalt turquoise to each of them. So this used to be, I think, cadmium red. This used to be chromium orange hue. And it is this gorgeous, like, sort of ochre color now, which I love. This used to be, I think, cadmium yellow, I believe. And damn, it really looks like kiwi fruit. This is helio green, which is a ridiculous green that is so stupidly bright and saturated, I don't know what to do with it. This is our anchor, cobalt turquoise. This is, flip, what blue is it? I've forgotten what blue this is. No, I've got the tube somewhere. I think it's cobalt blue deep, I want to say. Then we've got manganese violet, which is this gorgeous, like, sort of violet-ish blue. And mahogany brown, which is such a wonderful name. And Mars black, which I have used the most of out of all of these because I'm pretty sure I painted some rocks. I painted not like physical rocks, but I painted like a landscape scene that had a lot of rocks in it. So I had to use a lot of gray. So this black has seen a lot of use. Oops. Anyways. Mesh says semi-aggressively shakes the entire Sammy. Ah! No. Oh no. My poor little brain is rattling around inside my head. Oof, ouch. Anyways. I'm gonna take another sip of my pumpkin spice beverage. And yeah, really not loving this oat milk as much as the regular one. I genuinely thought it was gonna taste exactly the same, and it doesn't. That's what the rattling noise was, Suspect. Good to know. Oh no. Yeah, it's just my little brain. It's just my little brain dooting around inside my head. It's like older viewers may remember DVD players, when you would switch on your DVD player and you haven't like put a DVD on yet, and the menu has like the little DVD video logo just sort of bouncing around the screen, and you would just watch and wait and hope that it would go directly into one of the corners, and when it finally hits one of those corners, you're just, it's so exciting. That is like the greatest, forget the DVD you were about to watch. The most exciting thing about watching a DVD is switching on your DVD player and having the little DVD video logo go doof directly into the corner. Feels so good. So good. Please tell me I'm not alone in this. I probably am, but never mind. I think I should probably actually drop a quick BRB now, so that maybe when I come back in, like, you know, a few minutes, this paint has dried just enough that I can take off some of this masking fluid and paint in this rock and maybe paint in some bird plumage. That would make me very happy. So I am gonna drop a little super quick BRB. We'll be back in we'll be back in a very shortly. I might go grab myself like a blackcurrant squash or something. I don't know. Anyways, I'll be back very shortly. DVD icon hitting a corner was super satisfying, says Turnip. For realsies, it super is. Anyways, please enjoy the BRB screen in the meantime. Is the BRB song running? Yay, it is. Okay, I shall see you shortly. BRB. Oh, pretzels. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Hi, everyone. Sorry. I am here again. Hello. Hello. Anyways. Now then. Shall I see if I can peel off some of this masking fluid? Can I get a good peel? Can I get a good, like, peel? No. The answer is apparently no. Heck. I love doing, like, the satisfying masking fluid peel, and it seems like I just don't seem to be... Maybe my masking fluid is getting a bit old, so it's not as good at it anymore. But it seems like I'm not getting a lot of good peelings from the mask lately. That's a little bit sad, because I love a good satisfying masking fluid peel, but then again, my fear with masking fluid is always that it will, like, tear, or it can kind of rough up your paper a little bit if you're not careful removing it. I have had it tear before because it turns out that, like, there's too thick of a layer of masking fluid, or that the paper around it was a little bit wet. So one must exhibit the utmost of care when removing it. At least the paint is dry enough that I can move forward, and I'm very happy about that. Anyways, how's everybody's break? I hope you had a good one. It is very nice to be back and working on these funky little buddies. I do notice, yes, I do see the little bit of green that I got on this poor magpie's head, but don't you worry. You won't be able to see it when we're done anyways, because I'm painting over it in black. So it's all good. Anyways, I think the black color I have in this palette will work really well for the magpie plumage, because it does have a slight bluish tone to it. And I think that'll work really well. Theo, thank you so much for the lurk. I hope you're enjoying the magpies, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you. Have a lovely lurk. Okay, come on. I want to make sure we get off every single little bitty of masking fluid, because of course we don't want to paint on top of what we think is paper and then have it turn out that it's masking fluid, and then it comes off and then oh no. That would be a little bit bad, so I would rather avoid that if at all possible. But I think we're good. I think we're all good. I think that takes care of it. Okay. I do notice some bits where some paint got into places where I don't want there to be paint due to me being a little bit sloppy. That's fine. Oh, excuse me. Pardon my hiccups. Oh, no. Is everybody okay? Sorry about that. My replacement beverage, because I finished my latte, is an herbal tea, a floral tea. This is bed knobs and broomsticks. It has, like, chamomile and lavender and roses and other stuff. I don't know. It's got a nice sort of sweet floral vibe, a little fruity. A little floral, a little fruity. Like me. Anyways. Okay. I'm gonna just very carefully just put a little bit of water onto this little green blob that I got on this poor burb's head and see If I can just get most of that to lift off. And I can! Hooray! Oh, that's a relief. I think there was a little nugget of sort of a yellowish green on the, very annoyed by there being a little bit of a shadow from the camera holder in the shot. I don't really know how to angle that out of being in the shot relative to where the light is. Maybe if I, hold on. What happens if I do that? That does nothing. Okay, actually, no, I think that might have made it worse. Is that better? Is it, what did I just do? I feel like it's worse now. Oh no! I don't know how I made it worse, but I feel like I made it worse. Oh, beans. No. Okay, maybe if I, it's gonna bother me if I don't do something. Maybe if I just pull up a little bit. So you can see a little bit more of the scene. Is that better? I don't know. Anyways, it's not going to be as noticeable in a second anyway, so I'm just gonna keep on keeping on and try not to worry about it. First of all, there's a little blobbit there as well, and I would like to get rid of it. That's better. Okay, cool. Awesome. I think I'm gonna paint in this, like, little sort of rocky-ish mound that they're standing on in the first place anyways. Which I think I just want to be kinda grayish. So I'm actually gonna come in with some brown and some blue and just kind of put them together and see what happens. Or maybe a little violet, or is the violet too... Maybe a little violet, just for fun. Actually, that is more violet than I thought it was, but that is kind of a nice... That is kind of giving me a bit of a gray vibe, which is fun. Maybe... Okay. I'm getting real stupid with colors now. If I kind of blur all this together, what do I get? Ooh! A really fun color for a rock. Okay, let's go. I basically took like 3 colors, mixed them together, and got my sort of black color anyway. Yay! So that's fun. I don't know how much texture I want to give to whatever it is they're standing on. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't really need to be that complicated. Mostly, I just want you to look at bird. Mostly, I just want to paint bird. But I decided to do a background because, I don't know. I felt like it would be better if I did. And now I'm like, should I have just done some birds standing in a void? Maybe. But I didn't do that, so, whatever. It's all good. I like what this weird blend of paints is doing, because it's definitely, like, the colors are separating a bit. It's producing a bit of a vibe, honestly. This is kind of fun. Look at that. This paint is doing weird stuff on the paper, which I'm very much enjoying. I'm seeing there's, like, sections that have decided they want to be really sort of brown and sections that are going a little green, and there's just there is weirdness inherent in this surface that they're standing on, and I am living for it right now. That is super fun and cool. Okay, hell yeah. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Okay. Good. Good job, me. Wonderful. Now I just need to remember what the heck these respective birds' plumages look like, which is not necessarily going to be the super easiest thing. But I'm going to try my darndest. Because, I mean, for the most part, it's mostly kind of black and white, but it's so much more complicated within that I want to be mindful of that. So, I'm gonna do little European Buddy first, I think, and hope that I can do them some justice. But whom's to knows? I'm using my black paint, and oh, this is so scary because I really want to get it right and not paint any of the bits in that should be white feathers with black paint. And the reference I'm looking at here is from a different angle to the way that I drew it. Okay, I found another reference where I can see a little bit more of sort of the view from like the back, because they're kind of turned away from the camera, but they're kind of looking over their shoulder a little bit. It's complicated, but I think maybe I can do it. I hope I can do it. Anyways, I'll try my best. All right. So I've got a slightly better angle of reference to kind of work from here, as I attempt to. Well, maybe I should do the bits that I know are basically black, for starters. Like their tail feathers. And then work from there. Okay. So far, so fine. Could stand to be a little darker, probably. Hello? Stratosphere, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. Thank you. Hope you're having a great Thursday. Welcome to some birds. Okay. Let us very carefully paint all this in. Yay. All right. Okay, feeling pretty good about that so far. I think that looks all right. What's next? Oh, this angle is really weird. I chose a really weird angle for like burb feathers. But try my best. Burns, says Sledge. Hello, darling. Welcome in. How are you? It's lovely to see you, my dearest beloved. Welcome. Hello. For anyone who doesn't know, the Twitch user /Callier is my moderator / spouse. We're married, and I love him very much. Hello, darling. I'm gonna take a sip of my beverage. Burbs, bloody autocorrect. Oh, I see. I was very confused. I was like, what burns? Did you touch a dangerous substance? Have you eaten too much acidic food? What's happening? Well, burbs is better than burns. So thank you. Okay. So, we have like a swoosh of white across the wings, and then I think a little bit just ahead of the legs. So let me try and I'll do like the lower portion of the wings and then sort of the head and neck, and then I'll look at the tummy and legs, I think. And hopefully I'll be able to do it all justice, but I guess we'll soon find out. Oh, I'm so nervous. So nervous. Okay. And again over on the other side. There we go. A little more paint, please. There we go again. Are they, out of curiosity, now this is something I don't actually know, scientifically speaking, are the, pee? Says Sledge, if it burns and you pee, speak to a doctor. On bus, see you soon. Have a lovely journey, my darling. I can't wait to see you when your journey has ended and you are home. Hello, Tals. Welcome in. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome to this stream. Hope you're having a lovely Thursday. Hello. Okay. There we go. Got that funky little wingtip in there. And then get this funky little wingtip in there. Thusly. Cute! Doing the magpie friends? Doing the magpie friends. We have a Eurasian magpie over here, and we've got an Australian magpie over here. Hell yeah! I love them so much. And I don't know how they ended up in the same environment, because obviously their native environments are very, very different, but I'm very happy that they're friends. And they are the very best of friends, and they love each other very much. And, I think that's really cute and cool of them. I don't know. Anyways, I feel like I almost want to use a slightly more precise brush for the upper portion above the, like, the white stripe, the neck, and the head bit. But I've already started with this brush, so I think I'm gonna continue with this brush, I suppose. But I'm going to continue with this brush nervously. For things like the beak, I think I will switch to another brush, though. But so far I think it's alright. Oh, scary. I'm going to save doing the eyes for last as well. Just because I want to make sure they look cute. And they definitely will want the use of my tiniest brush and immense attention to detail. Likewise, to be honest, I think with the beak. Just to make sure is all perfect. There we go. Oh, so far I think is cute. I think it is cute. I hope it is cute. Though actually looking at the reference I've got here, it's, I think the white chonker there wants to go a little bit more like that, I feel like. Just narrow it out a little bit towards the edge of the wing. Anyways, Aoife's got a 3-stream steak! Congratulations! Streaking! Says Aoife. Hell yeah. Thank you very much for the 3-stream steak. I do appreciate it. It's always wonderful to see you. And that's super cool. Okay. Now just the sort of tummy and leggy situation. So this is kind of coming down, but I think maybe we can't quite see all of that. So it's kind of going like this. And then we've got some white. And then once we get to the legs, it gets dark again. Like so. There's a little black foot. And another little black foot. And we are almost done just getting, at least roughing in the sort of initial colors of our Eurasian magpie. Minus the beak and the eyeball, which look super weird right now, but hopefully when it's all done, they'll look super cute and cool. I hope. Anyways. Ah! Okay. We have a bird, kind of. Oh, God. It's at that, like, jank sort of mid-state of doing where it honestly just kind of looks weird to me. And I am seeking some good photos of Australian magpies so that I can do what their cool, sexy plumage looks like as well. That's a good picture of an Australian magpie. Hello, friend. Hello, hello. They are so cute. They are so, so, so cute. Obviously I've never met one, but I would love to. I hear they can be a bit of a menace. I've seen photos of them, like, swooping at cyclists and stuff, which I find very funny. As someone who comes from a city that has, like, a lot of cyclists, I do find that really funny. I'm sorry. I shouldn't, but I do. Anyways, but they are very cute, for sure. So, let me re-wet my little brushy. Brushy, brushy, brushy. And pick up some more paint for painting a magpie number 2. Anyways, I'm going to take a sip of my tea before I do. Not at all because I'm a little nervous about it, but maybe because I am just a squiddly bit nervous about it. I still have that, like, am I gonna make just an absolute mess of this? Am I gonna put black paint where there isn't supposed to be black paint, and we're just gonna pretend that these were actually both meant to be, like, a raven the whole time, and that this magpie talk was just a ruse? Haha! No. No, I'm gonna not do that, but, I'm scared. I shouldn't be scared of doing my own stupid paintings. It's fine. Like, it literally doesn't matter. If things go a little bit weird, you know, who cares? It doesn't matter. But, I would still like them to look, you know, as good as I can. Alright. Okay. I think I'm just gonna... And the thing is also, like, looking at different references of different photos of birds, I'm noticing different, distributions of, like, feather colors. And I'm like, I don't know which one to do. Which one do I do? Because they a lot of them look slightly different to one another. And, you know, maybe the photos are different angles, or different birds might have slightly different feather patterns, that kind of thing. So I'm like, don't want to get it wrong. What if I get it wrong? So feeling the nerves a little bit right now. But what I do notice is a general consensus is that they seem to have a dark tummy. So I think I'm actually going to start with the tummy. And just paint that in, because that seems to be generally an area that's dark. Tummy, and also the top of the head towards the back of the neck, where there's a bit of a quite substantial, actually, white patch sort of along the back and the back of the neck. And if I got real quiet there for a second, it's because I was concentrating. I'm sorry. Okay. painting around that bit and then painting just along and down the tum-tum. I do like the way that this black paint, it does have a bit of a bluish cast to it. I think that works really effectively. Painting along the wing, and then it looks like there's another white patch here kind of underneath going sort of from like the bum to the tail feathers. There's another sort of area of white feathers. So not all the tail feathers are white though, just sort of like the bottom section of them, and then the legs are kind of blackish grayish situation, so I'll paint those in as well whilst I'm here. Little feets. Little feets. Little leggies. Okay. I might try and add in a little bit of like additional texture as we go, but we'll see. Then I want to tail feathers. Like so. Okay, we got some tail feathers. Now I just need to figure out the sort of white chonker distribution on the wing, which is like the most complicated and weird bit of it. I feel like it is quite complicated and weird. I'm so sorry it's so complicated and weird, everybody, but it kind of is. So this end of the wing is pretty much just black feathers. But then as we get further up, there's kind of a bit here on this one that I'm looking at right now. There's kind of like a black stripe and then like a white chunk and then another white chunk. Kind of like that. Okay. All right. I think we have ourselves parts of a pair of magpies. I hope I've done this okay. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. It really does seem to vary quite a bit from one magpie to another what the distribution of feather colors is, but actually if I kind of add a little bit in like that. How's that look? Yeah, it looks, you know what? Screw it. This looks cute. I'm happy with it. It looks cute, okay? I hope that y'all love them so far. I am having fun doing these. I think they're cute. Debating whether I should apply the, like, sort of shimmery paints and then do all of the line weight and textures and what have you, or if I should do the line weight and textures and what have you and then apply the shimmery paints. And the answer is a resounding I don't know. I think shiny and then the other bits, but as soon as I do the shiny, I'm gonna need to, like, what's it? I'm gonna need to change my paint water in between using the shiny paint and clean my brush, because I don't want to get sparkles into bits of the painting that don't want to be sparkly. Like, that's the difference, and that's kind of crucial. So Maybe what I might do do I want to, the thing that they're standing on feels really kind of flat and insubstantial. So I might just, at the very least, get some, like, get some shading sort of around and under them. So it feels a little bit less, like, confusing and weird, I guess. Just get some bit of a shadow under them. It doesn't need to make a lot of sense. It's fine. Maybe this isn't a super big shadow time of day. Just a bit of, hey, there's someone standing here. Ta-da! We have acknowledged that. Good enough. Okay. Anyways. I was thinking about something earlier. I saw this YouTube video that was a review of a book by someone I don't really know anything about, except for the fact that they are an artist and that they used to be married to someone who was a significant degree more famous than they are/were, and have written, like, a memoir. But according to this review, the memoir very, feels really disjointed and weird because it really doesn't mention, I don't think now, I haven't read it, but I don't think it names, like, their ex-spouse, and, goes into, like, a lot of detail about, like, other past relationships that they were in. In some cases, the name's changed, I think, but, like, specifically don't mention anything about the person that they were married to for years, who then, apparently quite abruptly ended their marriage, which seemed to have a bit of a toll on them, and yet, in this memoir that's about, like, mental illness and struggling with relationships as they navigate through adult life, they don't mention anything about the marriage. And apparently, in some reviews, some people have said that this was, like, a deliberate move because they don't want to just be associated with being the ex-spouse of this much more well-known person. But its conspicuous absence altogether from the book apparently just really reads more like they, as some condition of divorce and settlements and yada yada yada, had to sign an NDA and aren't actually allowed to talk about their marriage. And I'm chuckling, but I honestly think that's really sad. In part because it's probably a worse book because of that, because a lot of things just don't make as much sense, but also, if you're reading that book, it's very likely you're aware of who that person's, like, famous ex-spouse is, and therefore it feels like a very obvious and glaring absent presence that it's not discussed at all. And that just got me thinking about, it's kind of like a Streisand effect thing. Like, the more that, say this spouse, this like, person's famous ex-spouse is like, you're not allowed to talk about, like, me or our marriage or whatever. It just kind of makes you wonder, like, okay, so how crappy of a person is that person then? It's like that sort of, by removing something, you're drawing attention to the fact that it's missing, which I think is really interesting. And it's kind of like, it's kind of like by trying to, like, hide something or, like, get, just as with the Streisand effect, obviously, which it's named after, which, if you don't know, is that Barbara Streisand's house was visible in some photos that someone took of, like, a large portion of California coastline for, like, an environmental report, and she got all like, you have to remove pictures of my house, legal threats, blah, 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 blah. And it just drew more attention to the, like, to where her house is than if she just hadn't said anything. It would have just been like, oh yeah, there's a house there, who cares? But now everyone knows that that's where Barbra Streisand's house was. So anyways, that's what the effect is. But it's like, there's someone who I used to follow on social media who would post photos of their dog, but would always put like a big like emoji over like the dog's how shall I say? You know how dogs are nude and we don't care and we just don't pay attention to where the bits that they pee from are ever? Yeah, you notice that they exist if someone slaps a huge sunglasses face emoji on top of it in every photo. Like, honestly, mate, I would have just seen, look at a cute dog. But now I'm seeing, look at a cute dog. And I know exactly where that dog's bits are. They're under that sunglasses emoji. Like, I understand the thinking behind it to a certain extent, but also, like, no one's looking at your dogs. But like, what are you doing? Anyways, I've just always found that really strange of that person. It's just like, please stop putting emojis on your dog. Your dog was fine. Anyways, Stratosphere says, I know Elton John has that kind of NDA with his ex-wife. Interesting. I mean, I suppose that like if it's fine and you just, don't necessarily want your personal life discussed, then whatever, and if everyone's cool with it, but also I don't know. Personally, I would not want to be in a relationship with someone who at any point felt like there needed to be a non-disclosure agreement. I think you should be able to trust your partner with not spilling the beans about your private life, but also, I don't know, I guess if you do a relationship 180 and decide that actually I'm done with this marriage, then it's people's personal lives of people I don't know. So, like, honestly, no comment. I just thought it was weird. Specifically because this person wrote, like, a personal memoir, but there's an obvious, like, chunk of 10 years or however long they were married for missing, that probably informs a lot about, the subsequent state of this person's mental health and what they went through as a result of, getting dumped by your spouse of many years. But hey, there's nothing untowards under these sunglasses, says Tals. I know this, and I love that little critter. But anyways, so yeah, that's that. I have only had to... Well, it wasn't an NDA exactly, but I was embargoed when I went to visit the set of a TV show once for something that wasn't coming out for many, many months. But we had like a specific date that we were allowed to report on it from, and I was so cheesed off because one of the other publications that was there with me decided to break the embargo a week early, and I do not know how they got away with it, but I was so upset because I was like, hey, we all agreed that we would not publish our articles about this set visit until this specific date, and you just decided to do it a week early because you're like, oh, exclusive, like, hey. Anyways, I'm pretty sure that was one of the, like, jaded journalists who hates working in television and thinks it's beneath them and wishes they were working on, like, real culture, and it's like, mate, you work for TV and Satellite Weekly. If you don't care about TV, why do you have this job? Anyways, oh yeah, I used to work as a TV and film journalist, by the way. That was a fun job, but it paid super poorly, which is why I don't do it anymore. I mean, I do other things now that pay super poorly, but somewhat more consistently and less just expenses if you're lucky. Anyways. I quit working as a film and TV journalist when the main publication that I was working with, the editorialship changed, a new editor came in, and weirdly enough, hired all of his good friends to do all the good gigs, and not like the me who's been working there for several years and is good at it. And it stopped being fun at that point because all I got were like listicles and I didn't get to watch things in advance so I could write my articles in advance. It's just like, okay, this episode's airing Saturday night, so you have to watch it when it goes out on the BBC on Saturday night and write your article while you're watching it. Good luck. Yeah, that sucks and I didn't want to do it, so so I left. Anyways, so that's the story of past me. I am really torn as to whether or not I should do the sparkly stuff and then the other little... Okay, tell you what. I'm gonna do the eyes and the beakies, and then I'm gonna do the sparklies, and then I'm gonna do the line weight and sort of texture and all that jazz. Okay, I think that's probably the best way to do it. Hopefully I'm right here. So let me get my line and things brush. And I will use this tittle tiny brush to do the eyes and the beaks. Because both of the beaks do need a little bit of color. But the Australian beak is a little different in terms of how the color is applied. It kind of looks like it's wearing lipstick. It's real cute. I love it a lot, actually. Okay. So first of all, oh boy, this is terrifying. Sorry if I get real quiet for a second. Scary. Theo says, excuse me, but I'm ascending from my lurk to say, what a cunt. I'm assuming that you're talking about that editor and not, like, this Magpie. This Magpie is a sweetheart, but if you're talking about the editor, for professional reasons, I don't feel like I can vocally agree, but I'm not gonna say no. Anyways. But thank you. I appreciate the support. Truly I do. Alright. Can I see one of my pictures of a European magpie, please? There it is. Oh, dang, it's so cute. It's so stinking cute. Okay. Alright, cool. Noted bird hater, Theo, says Lino. I don't think that's true. Also, hi, Lino. Welcome in. I'm 100% talking about the editor, says Theo. Oh, thank goodness. Because, please, if there's one takeaway from this stream, I really hope that it is please be nice to the birds. The birds are just little guys. And they're very special and sweet. And we love them. And I'm gonna try my darndest to do this little beaky justice. Which is not easy, believe it or not. Ah. Well, that'll do. It's a bit wrong. It's gone a bit wrong, yes, but anyways, hey Samantha, welcome in. Verb friends, Corvid friends. Hell yeah, we love them burbs. We truly do. I feel like I have not done justice to the magpie beak shape here. Okay, I have attempted to fix it. I feel like it's still, now it just looks like a platypus. I don't know. I think I'm gonna stop messing with it because I'm just gonna make it worse if I keep trying to fix it. I'm just gonna make it worse. So I'm gonna stop. Anyways, please no slander or libel in chat. Please no slibel. Please no libeler. That doesn't work. Platypuses, while lovely, are not the best burbs. They are the best at being platypuses, and we love them for that. Oh! The tiny kiwi is having a giant strawberry snack in chat. For anyone who can't see chat, there is a kiwi bird emote, and it looks like it's pecking at a strawberry emote. Which brings me a tiddly bit of joy, it has to be said. Very cute. Thank you for that. Okay, gonna try and get some Aussie magpie beak shenanigans happening here, which are super interesting and fun, actually. The Australian magpie's got a fun beak, because for the most part, it's kind of just white-ish, and then it's got a little instance of black kind of along the tip, which is quite fun, actually. Like that. Ta-da! Nice and easy. But also, oh, the Australian magpie's got fun eyes. I get to have fun with the Australian magpie's eyes because I get to use this one. Because y'all, they've got quite brightly colored eyes, actually, which is very cool. And once again, here's hoping I can do them a justice. So I'm using this, like, red, which, is it the perfect color for it? Probably not, but I think it'll work here quite nicely. I've got the little reflector. And the color on that is, oh, beans. It's real cute. There we go. Ah! They look so much more like real burb now. Love that for them. Okay, awesome. Right. What shall I next? I think if I just very quickly do like a super basic line weighting the like rock they're standing on situation, and then I'll probably grab another super quick BRB. I realize I picked up the wrong color there. Because I meant to pick up blue and I picked up purple, so now I need to try and neutralize that down by picking up the green and adding that, and then making some sort of grayish mass. I don't know. Anyways, I have terrible news. Australian magpies are not corvids. You know, I did kind of wonder about that because I knew that there was something. I didn't think that they were, like, strictly members of the same family, per se. They look like they should be. But you know what? We still love them. You don't have to be like relations to be family. You can still love them. They can still be friends. They can still love each other a lot, and you know what? They do. Still grant them honorary membership of the Corvid Club, however. There we go. We love a found family situation. It's very heartwarming. I think I'm going to pause for a second, and then we'll come back and do the lines and all of that jazz shortly. I'm gonna just take a second and sip my beverage first. I think we might actually finish this piece in one stream, which is wacky. Frankly, freaking wacky. Because that's rare. I'm just bringing it up because I realized the light was kind of reflecting off of the Eurasian magpie's eye kind of weirdly, and I just wanted you to be able to see how it looks. It looks like that. They look lovely, says Theo. Oh, thank you so much. Samantha says, no books. Oh my god, you're right. You know, I've never done that, like, very popular, I think it's sort of a fantasy / dark academia kind of motif that you see from time to time that's like, a corvidy type bird sitting on top of, like, a stack of books. I've never done one of those pieces. I feel like I should do a one of thems at some point. Maybe it's just like a sticker design or something. I think that would work as a sticker design rather than like something with a background like this. But yeah. I can't believe I've never done... I've considered doing it a few times and it's always been like superseded by something else that I needed to work on. So it has not happened yet, but you know, maybe someday it will. In fact, I'm sure that someday it will. I just don't know when. Anyways, I have to figure out what, which paints I'm using for what and where. And I think, it's really tough. I think I want to use a bit of maybe, because I do want to apply some sparkle, but I want to try and be strategical about the sparkle. But here's a European magpie, and you can see sort of the, like, the wing feathers and the tail feathers especially have a little bit of sparkle to them. And I'm wondering if I maybe want to use a bit of, like, maybe a bit of violet fantasy with, like, the oceanic on the tail. And then for the Australian magpie, runs a little differently. It actually looks like there's a little bit of sparkle on kind of its, like, tummy, so I'm wondering if I can use a bit of the cactus flower on its tum-tum. And maybe this little bit kind of at the top of the wing as well. Actually, yeah, I think that would be really cute. I think that would be really cute. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Oh my, Theo says, hello, Bird and Blend ad. Could you possibly be personalized? Could it be? Are you getting an ad right now? That's wild. Ads aren't supposed to be running yet, so I apologize. Unless this is on another website and not interrupting the stream, but there shouldn't be ads interrupting the stream right now. It doesn't say that we're in an ad break. We will be shortly, but we shouldn't be yet. Iridescence. Yes, this is oceanic. So I was thinking of using it sort of here, using this violet fantasy here, and then using cactus flower here. They're not going to look like these colors, but their plumage will shimmer, hopefully in a similar way to the way that it shimmers in real life. I think it was an ad on your webpage. I see. Okay, all right, that's fine. But heck, anyways. But yeah. I was seeing the ad. Yeah, that makes sense. I did. Well, I don't know if y'all know, but there was a restock of I mentioned this earlier. Again, hashtag not sponsored, but I'm willing to discuss. There was a restock of the matcha that I'm a big fan of. On the manufactory of pumpkin matcha that I got my pumpkin spice matcha from, and I did buy a tin as soon as I found out that the pumpkin matcha was back in stock, because I don't want to run out of it this winter because it's real nice. Anyways, but yes, I would prefer to get Bird and Blend ads to any other ad I've seen on Twitch, though. This is entirely true, and I do apologize for any incoming ads. Because we are about to do a little BRB break. And I'm going to have a bit of a stretch and do some real serious consideration of my artistic choices in the next few moments. So please enjoy the BRB screen and the BRB song in the meantime. And I apologize if you see any ads. They make us run ads. Anyways, I'll be back shortly. You're all breathtaking. See you in a minute. Ah, that's better. Hi. I'm back. Welcome back, everybody. It's Magpies. I forgot what they looked like while I was away, and I'm glad to report that I still think that they look pretty stinking cute. I hope that you like them too. Thank you for the welcome back tells. I appreciate it. I'm gonna have a little sip of my tea, which genuinely super delicious. I have not had enough fluids today. I know that there's like the prescribed amount of water that you're supposed to drink in a day, but then there's also the, if you're not thirsty, you probably don't need to drink more fluids. If you are thirsty, please do. I do feel sometimes like I don't hydrate enough, and then sometimes I do, and I feel honestly kind of better. So, you know, I think I'm going to bring back this brush for doing the shimmery bits, and then I'm going to have to immediately change my water, because once the water's got shimmery stuff in it, I can't really do anything else with it. So, let me just try and be strategical about how I'm applying these colors if I can. So it wants to be on the wings and also the tail. So I need some of this guy. I actually find that these duochrome colors work best if you kind of activate them by just putting a couple dots of water on top and letting it hang out for a few moments. So I'm doing that with just a corner of all of these pans. And I'm gonna let that hang for a second. Pro tip, don't hydrate with the paint water, says Talis. You know, friend, I couldn't agree more. Tip, drink the paint water, says Samantha. Samantha, no. I do not know if all of these pigments are, like, safe to ingest. I don't think any of them are, like, super toxic, but, you know, I'd really rather not take that risk. So please do not drink the paint water, actually. Well, there's one way to find out. Samantha, no! Why are you trying to make me choose danger? Why? This is not very nice. I would like to be safe, personally. Am I picking up any shimmery? Am I picking up any shimmery from this? I hope so. Yeah, I think that, yeah, it's getting shimmery. Okay. Why don't I just, ooh. Hell yeah. Oh, that is so stinking pretty. That is so, oh, for flip's sake! And you can't see the damn thing! Because it's done that again! No! Hello, Elgato! I woke up and chose chaos, says Samantha, today and every day. The camera also chose chaos, apparently so. Let me just correct this real quick. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. No! Of course, exactly when I'm like, oh, this looks so pretty, you guys. Y'all, look at how nice this is, and you can't see jack squat. Like, really? No. Come on, Elgato, come back to me, please. Please give this moment back to me. Initializing video engine. Okay, good. Connected by USB. Okay, awesome. I really sincerely hope that you can see this now. Yay! You can see it's a sparkly situation. Ooh la la. I am loving the way that looks. So let me do, this is the paint that I'm using for that. It's a Violet Fantasy. Ooh. Not violent fantasy, violet fantasy. Crucially. It is not, you know, I like to imagine beating the crap out of people for funsies. It is, I like to imagine a beautiful sort of shifting purplish sparkle on top of the wings of a magpie. The fantasy went to sleep and chose violence. No! No! Why? Oh, beans. Okay. Well, this one's going to be kind of interesting, because I'm going to start out with this violet-y one, but I actually want to kind of fade out / blend down into the oceanic for the end, because I noticed some interesting sort of gradation in the sparkly bits of one magpie in particular that I found on the Google image search, and I thought, ooh, that looks real cool. Can I achieve something similar, perchance? And mayhaps I can, which would be real neat. Oh, hell yeah. Get a load of them sparkles. So pretty. Oh, I think that looks real cool. I think that looks really cool. I enjoy it. Can I plap a little bit more of this greenish gold onto the end? Just maximum sparkle, maximum shine. Nice. So, of course, some of the shine at the moment is coming from the fact that the paint is wet, so we're going to have to wait until it's fully dry to see how it, like, properly looks, but I think that looks pretty nice. I do indeed. Okay. And then I'm going to add some sparkle, a little bit of sparkle to our Google image search, which is just about still usable. Just about. It takes some modification to get what you want to look for sometimes. And I don't love that for us, because indeed soon it will have nothing but AI. Oh, I've been getting the weirdest Instagram ads in the last few, like, week or two. Like, I used to get a bunch of ads for, like, perfumes and skincare products, and I'm like, okay, this is fine. Then I started getting a lot of ads for, like, very snake oil seeming supplements that I won't repeat the kind of things that they advertise, but a lot of it I think is, like, gross out value. To be like, oh, your body's super gross, take this supplement and lose lots of whatever. And it's just, but it's all just, it's such a load of nonsense. One of them was like, your kid doesn't need to take their ADHD medication anymore if they just take this mushroom supplement, which I think is really dangerous, and I reported that one, because you should never be telling anyone to stop taking a medication. And just have a supplement in place of it. Even if the supplement works really well, which maybe it does. But I think it's really irresponsible to tell anyone to stop taking their medicine, or that they won't need their medicine anymore that they get from the doctor. Don't take medical speed, take magic mushrooms instead. Like, I was just like, no, this should not be allowed. So anyways, now I've been getting ads I've been getting a lot of ads for, like, very culty sounding spiritual stuff. A lot of which is probably just, like, innocuous, like, meditation retreats and what have you, but I don't know. They seem like cults to me. And also, buy a driving license from us, no exams required. With just a photo of a stack of driving licenses and a link to a WhatsApp number. Which, that sounds safe and legit. Anyways, I have questions. Has anyone else noticed that Instagram ads have gone completely off the rails, or is it just my algorithm? Or is there something else going on here with regard to Instagram ads and regulations and stuff? Because, I mean, a few years ago I got a spate of Instagram ads that were all, like, really, really terrible ads for, like, project makeover type, like, match 3 games and that kind of thing, which was, annoying, but, you know, not, like, quite as sketchy as what I'm getting now, which is a lot of things that honestly seem like they might be cults, and things that are very dubious in terms of legality. So, Interesting. I don't know what's up with that, but I don't like it. But yeah, Samantha says, I know why Twitter ads went down the drain, but no idea what's going on with Roboman's social medias. Yeah, it's really weird. I don't have Facebook. I don't use Facebook, so I can't comment on what's going on Facebook. I'm gonna guess it's bad. But I haven't had it in months. I think I talked about this recently, actually. So we don't need to retread today. But I'm not on Facebook. If you somehow find my Facebook profile and want to follow me there or like friend me there, just know it's not personal if I don't add you back. It's that I do not have access to that account. So please don't interact with me on Facebook. I will not be able to respond. And I don't want you to feel sad. It's like, oh, why is Sammy not replying to me? It's because I can't see that message because I am not there. I do not Facebook. But I also am not able to log into my account and say, oh, by the way, please don't contact me on here. I am not on Facebook. So, there you have it. Anyways. Okay, we have a couple of lightly sparkly birds, which I think suits them quite nicely. The cactus flower I wanted to be a little bit more subtle because I think the sparkle of the Australian magpie is a little bit more subtle than the Eurasian magpie, but I think you know what, they make it work for them, and that's the important thing. They are working it, you know? They are making it work. And we love that for them. Now, this paint water, you can't really tell, but this paint water is now suffused with like glittery bits. So, I'm gonna have to go swap this out for new paint water before I do the line weight and stuff and finish this weird piece. I feel like the background on this piece is really weird. I don't know if I want to like add a bit of additional detail to the background just so it looks a little bit less weird, or if this is like just a sort of gradient is enough. I don't know. I think the birds are cute, at least. Glittery drink, says Samantha. I mean, there is such a thing as edible glitter. I don't know if I want to ingest this one. For one thing, I don't even like drinking water, and I don't think paint is going to make it any more delicious. So I'm going to pass on that. But yeah. Samantha says, I also am not on Facebook. If you find me on Facebook, you have fallen out of the Prime Universe. Ah, heck! Well, I'm gonna try and stick around. But, for just a moment, I'm gonna pop into the other room and, swap this out for some fresh water, shall I? One moment, please. Oh, goodness. Heavens to Betsy. Okay. I hath returned. Hello. Edible glitter is nice on cake, says Theo. Yeah, I mean, edible glitter is fine. In general, I think edible glitter tastes of essentially nothing. It doesn't add flavor. It just makes it look cute. And, you know, that's super fun. And I wholeheartedly support it. I did get some little glittery, like, silver stars one Christmas because they were on clearance as, like, a cake decoration. Didn't really use very much of them. But I did also... Oh, I did get, like, a sparkly... I got a sparkly powdered sugar one year and used it to make a biscuit that I named Cardamom Snowballs, which were basically just shortbread dough that I rolled into little spheres, baked them up, and then dusted them in this, like, shimmery powdered sugar. Well, it was, okay, shortbread dough that had cardamom in it, for clarity. That's why they were called Cardamom Snowballs. But yeah. They were really good, by the way. I'd give you a recipe, but it's literally just take whatever shortbread recipe you like, add some freshly ground cardamom to it to taste. I think I just used like a cardamom pod. You know, it wasn't like super potent, like in your face cardamom punch. It was more like a nice little camphory sweet whisper. In a nice buttery biscuit with some shimmery powdered sugar on the top. It's a fun little bake. It's nice. Tastes of nothing is part of why I dislike cream, says Samantha. Especially whipped cream. It tastes of void to me. Oh, that's interesting. I find that cream has a very distinctive, I don't know, dairy fat taste. But I don't like, I oftentimes don't like the taste of water. Even though like water to me, but I think water to me also does taste of something, but it's a subtle something that I genuinely don't really enjoy for the most part. And it doesn't really matter what the source of the water is, though some are even less good than others, if that makes sense. But they're all kind of bad. Especially living in Oxfordshire, tap water is nasty. Actually, the one way that I don't mind drinking tap water is put it in the fridge until it's way colder than it is when it comes out of the cold tap. I think that's one of the reasons that I've always historically hated water, is that the temperature that it comes out of the cold tap is not cold enough to kind of neutralize the water taste to me. I don't know. I have a very sensitive palate, I guess. But when I'm drinking it, because this is a bottle of, it's got Deadpool on it, and it's supposedly this like alkaline water, whatever that means. I think it's a load of old nonsense. But I actually looked at what the alkaline diet was as like a health food. Deadpool bathwater. Oh no, Deadpool infused water. This water, thankfully, the water that I'm drinking right now is one of many refills that this bottle has had. There is no Deadpool in it anymore. It's just regular old Oxfordshire tap water. Thank goodness. Sparkling water is the absolute worst water system. Oh, sparkling water is nasty unless you add flavors to it. Sparkling water that I've added some like blackcurrant squash to is delicious because I've made blackcurrant soda. But sparkling water on its own, I've seen someone describe once that it tastes like TV static, and I love that description. It tastes like angry water. It takes the things that I don't like about the taste of water and amplifies them in a way that I find deeply unpleasant. I don't know. I think, for me anyways, for my palate, if it's fizzy, it has to be at least a little bit sweet and have some kind of taste to it besides water. Otherwise, ugh, no, get out. Do not make me drink that because it's bad. It's also I think sparkling beverages in general, if I'm drinking water, if I'm genuinely just drinking water, it's because I am thirsty and I want to hydrate my body. So I will often, if I get like a little cup of water or something, you know, when I'm at like, I don't know, like a conference or something, and I'm sitting there for ages and I get a little cup of water, it's because I am super thirsty and I need to hydrate my body. So I will drink it super quickly. I cannot drink sparkling water super quickly because it's got bubbles in it, and if you drink it super quickly, it makes you do a burp, and that's not pleasant. You know, that gives me the tummy ache if I drink it too fast. No. It's like someone took regular water and asked, how can I make this worse, says Samantha. Yeah, exactly. It sucks. No offense intended to any sparkling water enjoyers. As always, like, you know, whatever your taste is valid for you. And that's fine. In matters of taste, there can be no dispute. I'm simply expressing my experience, which I also recognize is not a universal experience. And you know what? That's okay. Alrighty? Okay. Anyways. On that note, I'm going to attempt to line weight these burbs. How will it go? I guess we'll find out. Hopefully okay. Samantha says the customer is always right in matters of taste. The important part people leave off. Yeah, I mean that statement never made sense to me, because the only part that is ever repeated is the customer is always right. And it's like, no, actually there are many circumstances under which the customer is entirely incorrect. You know? Like, sorry, no. When they're like, actually it's your store policy to do this, and it's not, then no, the customer is wrong then. That is a very important part. But if the customer is like, hey, yeah, could I get a pizza, please, with no sauce and no cheese and no toppings except garlic sprinkles and hot banana peppers. Okay. Like, we can make that. I did once, actually. There was a time, it was like the hottest day of the year, and I went to this coffee shop. I will not name them, but I went to this coffee shop. It was like one of those sort of like chain coffee shops that you see on every high street here in the UK. And I asked for an iced latte, and he was like, "Oh, sorry, we don't have any ice." Probably because they had a massive run on ice drinks and they ran out, because it was the hottest day of the year. I was sweating my poor little head off. It was awful. I just needed some kind of cold drink. I was like, okay, can you just make an iced latte, but just do an espresso with cold, like, fridged milk? Can you just take the milk carton out of the fridge and pour some milk on top of a shot of espresso? I don't care if it's ice cold. I just don't want a hot drink. And he was like, I don't know, and would not do it. And I don't know why, because that's just a latte where you didn't have to bother steaming the milk. But I ended up just getting a can of some kind of very artificially sweetener-laden Orangina type beverage instead, because I didn't want to make the barista panic. But that was really weird to me. It's like, surely you can just pour 2 espresso shots, put them into a cup, and then pour cold milk on top of it. I don't understand why this is hard. Anyways, Samantha says, oh yeah, it's like, blood is thicker than water is an idiom that has been truncated in such a way that it completely reverses the original meaning. Yeah, because the original phrase is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Literally the exact opposite of, like, it's your birth family and they're more important than anybody else, no matter what, even if they suck and they're awful and they hate you. Which, no, sometimes that's no. But yeah, that's not actually, I think that's so interesting. Yeah, Theo says, what the fuck? Yeah, exactly. Just an espresso with milk. That's a normal thing. A deeply normal thing. I don't understand why it was, like, a problem to give me an iced latte type beverage, but just put milk on the espresso and just leave off the scoop of ice that would have gone into an iced latte because they didn't have any ice. Like, that would have been fine. I don't know. Maybe their chain has, like, a weird policy about that kind of thing, but I can't imagine that would be the case. That's just freaking weird. Anyways, what? Okay. Sorry, some breaking news here. Apparently InfoWars has been bought out by The Onion. Wow, okay. That does kind of sound like something that would be an Onion headline. It's not something that I'm an expert in, but I'm given to understand that, yeah, that's a weird move. Okay. Well, good luck, friends. What is life? I don't know her. Anyways, shout out to anybody watching the VOD of this, like, several months from now. Hello from the past. I hope that the future is treating you well. I'm surprised that you're watching this this old Twitch VOD and not, I don't know, whatever funky holograms you're getting these days. I hope that your holograms are treating you well. And I hope that maybe you're watching this going, oh man, wow, that person used to Twitch stream. That's really cool. Wow, their old work is super cringe compared to whatever cool stuff they're doing these days. I am manifesting some serious creative growth here. But listen, don't crush my dreams, please. I entered a new numerical decade this past spring and have been feeling some kind of way about that. I know it's a very arbitrary, like, the number of your age is a very arbitrary thing. It's not anything to feel existential about, and yet, something about having a new number in front of your age just kind of gave me this feeling of like, you know, I feel like now would be a good time to kind of self-motivate to do all of the cool stuff that, you know, I've been wanting to do with my life for a while and haven't really felt able to. Like, now would be a good time to kind of get on that. And have I? Ha 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 ha! No! No, I have not. But, you know, hey. That's okay. I am making some progress. I am. It's just takes time. Anyways, Samantha says in the chat, hello, VOD people. Hope you all survived whatever apocalypse hit most recently. I hope it was a fun one. Truly, I do. I hope it was a fun one, like the cool post-apocalyptic movies, and not one of the less fun ones. I don't know. I wish you all the best, and I hope that you're well. Truly, I do. Okie dokie. Oh, y'all! Get a load of this feathery texture. I love it. I think it's looking really stinking cute. I'm very happy with this so far. I really am. I am nervous because I feel like there's a lot of ways that it could conceivably go wrong from here. But so far it hasn't, and therefore I feel pretty good. Yay! Base 10 numbers are more significant for reasons. I think there's something about them that just, like, looks significant. It just feels significant, you know what I mean? Even if it's kind of, like, it is, you know, sort of our numerical system being what it is, being that things tick over in increments of 10 is very arbitrary. There could have been a numbering system that we invented where, I don't know, it goes up to 12, but there's just other single digit numbers that are shapes that we wouldn't recognize. In some other universe, it goes up to, like, it goes up to what we would think of as 12. But it's, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, squidge, jubilee do, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there's just these two extra numbers that have names that we think sound stupid, and in that universe they think they sound normal. I don't know, but then base 12 used to be used words like doesn't engross our holdover of that. Yeah, that makes sense. There is something that feels significant about units of 12 as well, weirdly. So there you have it. That's something that still exists in my brain. I don't know if that's normal. Shrug. I'm looking at Magpie again because I really want to get this beak shape right, and I really feel like I haven't. So I'm gonna try. To do it a little bit better. I think I've already made it look a little bit better. It's still super wrong, but it's a slightly better version of super wrong, so, you know, that's something, right? Is that something? I hope it is. 12 is a useful base because it has more factors than 10. This is true. I love all of the factors it has. It feels real satisfying. There we go. Alright, get a load of that happy little magpie. Oh, look at their little face. So cute. So that is a magpie. Now I just need to finish the other one. Yay! No biggie. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Y'all, why am I so scared? It's just a stupid thing to be scared about. And yet, here we are. I'm scared. But I'll still try my best. Don't you worry. Excuse me. Anyways. Samantha's 12 is super slutty like that. It has more factors than any of the numbers lower than it. Anti-prime. You know what? I've never been a big fan of prime numbers. I don't know why. I am not a prime number enjoyer. Is that weird? Is that weird that I, like, instinctively, I'm like, I like prime numbers less. Like, nominally, I guess, like, all numbers are kind of neutral in the grand scheme of things, and yet there are some that I just find more pleasant and satisfying than others. One very good magpie, soon to be joined by a second. No pressure whatsoever. I certainly hope this magpie will be okay. I love them very much. These magpies don't have names. I haven't thought of names for the magpies. But whatever these magpies' names are, I love them. They are very special to me. Okay. And instead of decanting the paint out onto, like, the palette at this point, because I'm just doing lines using this, using the black paint. I see no point in decanting it out. Samantha says, who I should point out her full username. Her full username is Samantha Samantha J_42, as TTS Nicole likes to say. 42 is the perfect number. 42 out of 42, no notes. It is a very good number. It is a very, very good number indeed. Oh boy. 2026 is the year of my 42nd birthday. And, I suspect I'll be having another even larger crisis about that when that arises. So, yay, that's a fun thing to look forward to. Woo! Anyways. Never mind. Doodly-doo. Okay. Just getting some nice little bit of line weight on this little buddy's tummy. What a lovely tummy they have. I really do. I don't know if this is weird, but I do love the tummies of birds. I think they're very cute. Good tum-tum. For one whole year, Sammy will be the answer to the question. Oh, and you know what? I already feel immense pressure about being that significant. Oh no. I should never be awarded that level of significance or responsibility in my life. Do not want. Obviously, unless I'm being paid the big bucks, in which case, you know, I will take on that responsibility and then retire early, and that would be cool. I'd be a little bit more fine with that, if I'm being honest. I think it's the responsibility with no, you know, meaningful compensation for said responsibility that scares me the most. So my point is, if you're gonna give me that level of responsibility, you gotta pay me. Because I'm just a little creature. And I am afraid. Anyways, what was I saying? What was my point? I don't know. I'm nearly done with these magpies, and then I can go make din-dins. I think I am... There's definitely some kale involved tonight, because we bought kale. And possibly some peas. Tomorrow night I'm stuffing aubergines. Very excited to stuff aubergines. I think that'll be fun. Haven't done that in a little while, and it's always yummy. And I got quinoa with which to stuff. I haven't had quinoa in absolutely ages. And it has a nice... I think it has a nice texture, personally. So, looking forward to that. Oh, Beans, this magpie's cute. Okay, I think I can safely navigate away from my reference photo and actually check and make sure that the stream is still running and that you're not looking at the Elgato is broken screen. Which, I'm so sorry about the fact that that happened earlier. And it happened at, like, the worst possible moment as well, which was really funny. Like, it was awful, but it was also really funny. So, yeah, loved that for us. Did not. It was awful and bad, but also kind of funny, you know? Anyways. Oh no, it's beak time. Let's see if I can do this. This beak is long and pointy, so let's see if I can do this beaky. It's a little beaky justice. Okay, sorry. Got real quiet because I was real focused on doing this little beaky justice. So apologies for that. I'm going to re-wet my brush because I think it's drying out a little bit and pick up a little bit more paint while I'm at it. Okie Yay! Aww! Aw, Beans, look at them. Are they cute? I hope they're cute. Elgato has not made another of its unscheduled cameos. The funniest possible moment, says Tells. I know, it was so bad. Oh my goodness. Okay, but the good news is that we have a pair of magpies from two very different lands, but they're still the very bestest of friendies. We love that for them. And I think they look pretty stinking cute. I don't think there's anything else I can add to this. I think they're perfect just the way they are. So I'm going to stop painting them, and I'm just going to pick up a nice, sizable glob of paint onto this teeny tiny brush, and I'm going to get a signature on this artwork. Wow, that is a really bad signature. Never mind. Ignore how bad my signature is. My signature is never the same from one time to the next. It is so inconsistent that I consistently fear that someday I will be called upon, like, to sign something and they'll cross-check it with, like, another copy of my signature and be like, this isn't you! These two signatures are completely different, and I'll have to be like, no, I'm just really bad at having a signature. So, yay! I mean, there was this one time that my old bank account in Canada, I was doing something to upgrade my bank account, and they were updating my paperwork, and pulled out, like, my initial paperwork from when I started a bank account there, like my first bank account with that bank. And they were like, huh, well, your signature doesn't quite match, because the signature that I signed with when I first got an account with said bank was when I was, like, 5. Because I'd been banking with the same bank since I was, like, 5, and I was, like, 25. And I think, I don't know, maybe I was, like, applying for a different credit card or something. And they were like, okay, let's just take a look at your Well, let's just update your signature on here. And I'm like, yeah. Why do you still have that on file? That's from the 80s, for crying out loud. Mel, hello, welcome in. Welcome to my magpies. This one is European, and this one is Australian. And they are very good friends. And I hope you're having a lovely Thursday, and it's very nice to see you. Samantha says, it's been like 20 years since I've watched that movie, but I still reflexively expect the phrase, this one time to be followed with at band camp. Samantha, I don't know if this is going to be... I have never seen that movie. And I think the cultural opportunity for me to watch that movie passed many, many years ago, so I suspect I never will. But I do know the reference, and I wish I didn't. Anyways, two magpies because they wish you joy, says Samantha, and I wish joy to everyone here in the chat watching the stream today. This has been really fun to do. Thank you for hanging out with me for it. What's their airspeed? Asks Mel. Oh no. I don't know. I think they're just gonna sit here for a while, so I don't have to think about it. Mel says that movie is super gross to watch now. I'm not surprised. It seems like the kind of thing that will not have aged well based on the kind of comedy I think it is and the kind of comedy movies that were being made at that time. Ooh. Laden or... Ooh, yes. What's their airspeed? Samantha asks, laden or unladen? Good question. We all get it, says Mel. Yes, we do. Thank you. Anyways, I'm quite happy with the way the slight iridescence on the feathers turned out. I think it turned out quite cute. I do like there is just a teeny little bit of a gradient on the end of the tail feathers here. There's a little bit of sparkle on our Australian friend's tum-tum. I just think they're cute. And I'm happy with the way they came out. And, okay, yes, the first thing I thought when I said and I'm happy with the way they came out is that I'm just like, yes, they are queer. Anyways, I mean, obviously they are. I painted them. If I ever painted anything or anyone cis, probably not. But yes. I don't have anything else to say or do on stream today, so I'm going to see if there's someone we can do a little raid on before the stream time tries to run another ad break. So I'm going to do that now. And I'm going to thank y'all for hanging out with me today. I hope you had a nice time. I certainly did. This was fun. This was very much not a super planned painting, though I have been wanting to paint more birds for a while, so I was really happy to get to do it. But I would love to send us all in the direction of someone that, wouldn't you know it, someone has literally just gone live who I haven't had the chance to raid in a very, very, very long time. It is a very lovely friend. So I'm going to send us over there. They are doing a game, but it is a lovely game. And let me just see whether or not I can spell their username right on the first try. Hell yeah. We're going to go see Peter, who's playing Ghost of Tsushima. Fun stuff. And has literally just started, which is also super, super fun. I'll pop a generic rate. Oh, my camera's threatened to die there, so I think we better make a move before it does. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I had a very fun, very lovely time. Let's drop some bird emotes into the raid message because we painted birds today. And yeah, I will be back doing a game stream tomorrow. And and thank you all very much in the meantime. I'll be playing some Hollow Knight tomorrow. Finally doing the celebratory stream that I was hoping to do last week. Tomorrow morning, so that'll be fun. Your camera gonna go on strike demanding more screen time? No, it's time to go! I'll be back tomorrow morning, though. Gonna go have some dinner now, and thank you all for hanging out with me today. It's been very, very fun. Have a great evening or time zone, everyone, and thanks for hanging out while we painted some little birds. Have a good one. Take care, everyone. Have a good whatever, and good night, and good luck.